In the darkness that threatens to infiltrate the cracks of your home, there exists a light so powerful that no shadow can withstand its brilliance. It's no coincidence that you're hearing these words right now. Archangel Michael, the most powerful celestial warrior, has sensed your silent call and is already spreading his protective wings above your roof. This is not a simple prayer, but a sacred portal connecting your earthly dwelling to the divine fortress of the Archangel, where no evil force has ever dared to enter while the world around you seems increasingly enveloped by dark energies. You have found the supreme refuge, Michael's flaming sword that cuts through every veil of negativity, purifying every corner of your home with its celestial light. Do you already feel that subtle change in the air? It's the presence of the Prince of Heavenly Hosts responding to your call, ready to transform your space into an inviolable sanctuary of divine peace. If you feel Archangel Michael's protection enveloping your home as you listen, write in the comments, "Michael, guard my dwelling and let this intention multiply in the universe, like a flame igniting 1,000 other lights." Oh, glorious Archangel Michael, Prince of the heavenly hosts and invincible protector of God's children, I kneel before your divine majesty with an open heart and vulnerable soul in a world where darkness often seems to prevail, where invisible presences threaten the serenity of my home. I invoke your sacred protection with all the strength of my spirit, you who wield the sword of divine fire, capable of severing every bond with evil. Turn your celestial gaze upon my dwelling and all who live within it, Archangel Michael. I know you can see what my earthly eyes cannot perceive. You see the negative energies accumulating in forgotten corners, the dark presences seeking to infiltrate through doors and windows, the thoughts of fear creating cracks in my spiritual defenses. You see the worries that keep me awake at night, the invisible weight I sometimes feel bearing down on my shoulders. As soon as I cross the threshold of my home, nothing escapes your penetrating gaze, which sees beyond the veil of matter with your luminous sword. I beg you to trace an inviolable circle of protection around my home. May every wall, ceiling, floor, and foundation be wrapped in your purifying energy. Cut the energetic cords that might bind my dwelling to harmful influences from the past or present. Dissolve the negative memories impregnated in the walls. Burn with your celestial fire every residue of conflict, illness, sadness, or discord that might have crystallized in the spaces I inhabit. As I pronounce this invocation, I already feel your majestic presence permeating the atmosphere of my home. Your mighty wings extend from one end to the other, creating a canopy of golden light that filters and purifies every particle of air we breathe. The vibration of your sacred name, Michael, resonates through every room like a celestial bell whose sound makes tremble and flee any entity that doesn't belong to the light. Archangel Michael, with your divine authority, I command that every negative presence, every evil spirit, every disharmonious energy immediately leave this sacred space. I order in your powerful name that every psychic attack, every curse, every dark influence be dissolved and sent back to the light to be transformed. My home is under your protection, and nothing that is not in harmony with divine will can reside here. I pray you position your warrior angels at the four corners of my property, creating an impenetrable fortress against any negative energetic invasion. May these celestial guardians mount an unceasing watch, day and night, repelling every harmful frequency and welcoming only vibrations of love, peace, health, and harmony. May their vigilance be as constant as the stars in the firmament, as tireless as the course of the sun. Archangel Michael, with your sword of light, cut the invisible ties that might connect my home to places of low energy, or to people who, consciously or unconsciously, send negative thoughts toward me and my family. Free the thresholds, doors, windows from any energetic blockages that prevent divine light from flowing freely. Purify the entry points where subtle energies transit, so that only blessings and celestial graces may enter. As I invoke your protection, I already feel the weight of uneasiness lifting from my shoulders. I sense the air becoming lighter, more crystalline, pervaded by a subtle celestial fragrance that awakens the senses of the soul. I see with the eyes of faith, the shadows retreating into corners, dissolving like mist in the rising sun. Unable to resist the radiant power of your angelic presence, Archangel Michael, I ask you to impregnate every object, piece of furniture, surface of my home with your protective energy. May the walls become impenetrable shields, the doors become divine seals, the windows perfect filters that welcome only light and repel all darkness. May every room be flooded with your blue and golden light, creating an atmosphere where angels can walk freely, where blessings can multiply, where prayers can rise without obstacles to the throne of the Most High. I pray you create an atmosphere of peace so profound that anyone entering this house can immediately feel the change, can instinctively perceive they have crossed the threshold of a protected sanctuary. May visitors with pure hearts feel invigorated and welcome, while those carrying negative intentions are gently but firmly deterred by your invisible power, Archangel Michael. I invoke you as special guardian of the bedroom, where my soul is most vulnerable during sleep. Protect my dreams from negative incursions. Wrap my sleeping body in the golden cocoon of your angelic protection. Drive away nightmares, astral attacks, subtle influences that seek to disturb my rest. May the nighttime hours become a time of deep healing and divine communication under your impeccable vigilance. With your sword of celestial fire, I ask you to purify also the digital spaces connected to my home, electronic devices, the waves that pass through them, the communications that transit there in the modern era. These have become invisible portals through which discordant energies can infiltrate. Seal these subtle openings with your divine power, so that only information in harmony with my highest good can reach me, Archangel Michael. Illuminate with your divine wisdom my perception, so that I can immediately discern any negative energy that attempts to approach. Sharpen my spiritual senses to recognize the subtle signs of energetic intrusions before they can establish themselves. Teach me to maintain active soul vigilance, to never lower the spiritual guards that protect the sanctuary of my home. As your powerful energy flows through every molecule of this space, I feel the old stagnant energies dissolving, making way for a celestial freshness that revives and rejuvenates everything it touches. The energetic wounds imprinted in the physical structures of the house, silent witnesses of past pains, conflicts, worries, are washed away by the cascade of light emanating from your spread wings, Archangel Michael. With your regal presence and cosmic authority, I command in your name that every curse, spell, binding, or work of low magic directed against my home or its inhabitants be now completely neutralized and dissolved. I proclaim that this space is sealed in the blood of the Lamb, and in the light of the Lamb, and in the light, your impenetrable shield, inaccessible to any force that operates through deception and darkness. I pray you guide me in creating a home altar, a focal point of divine light that can serve as a permanent anchor for your protective energy. Inspire me on how to keep this connection alive through daily prayers, blessed candles, purifying incense, or any other tool that can strengthen the bond between my earthly home and your celestial fortress. As your mighty wings beat around me, I feel the energy of divine purification penetrating every atom of my living space. My very vibrational DNA reconfigures itself to resonate with the elevated frequencies of angelic protection. My home becomes a magnet for divine blessings and a natural repellent for any lower energy. Archangel Michael, I ask you to teach me the daily rituals of protection that I can practice to maintain the high vibration of my home. Show me how to use the power of sound, prayer, creative visualization, sacred symbols to continuously strengthen the spiritual shield you are creating today. Make me become a conscious co-creator of the vibrational security of my living space with every breath. Take during this prayer, I inhale your purifying presence and exhale doubts, fears, and worries. My home becomes a temple of light. My words become decrees of protection. My thoughts transform into invisible guardians patrolling the energetic boundaries of my property. Archangel Michael, Help me keep my home not only free from negative influences, but also full of positive frequencies that attract abundance, health, love, and divine inspiration. Teach me not to obsessively focus on protections, thus falling into the trap of fear, but to create balance between spiritual vigilance and joyful openness to the celestial blessings you wish to flow into this space. I ask you to purify also the relationships that inhabit this house. Remove residues of past conflicts, misunderstandings, resentments that could form energetic knots in family dynamics. Cut the unhealthy ethereal cords between family members, replacing them with golden threads of unconditional love, mutual respect, and clear communication. Archangel Michael, with your flaming sword, cut every negative generational influence that might have been transmitted through the family lineage and still influences the atmosphere of the house. Free this space from repetitive patterns of difficulty, from cellular memories of trauma, from energetic imprints of destructive habits passed from one generation to another. May this house become a breaking point for such karmic chains, a purified new beginning for future generations. As I pronounce this invocation, I feel your presence becoming increasingly palpable. The air seems charged with divine electricity, vibrant with transformative possibilities. A light almost tangible begins to permeate every corner, every crack, every empty space, leaving no refuge for darkness. It's as if the walls themselves began to pulse with a new rhythm, tuned to the celestial frequency of your protection. Archangel Michael, under your powerful guidance, I commit to maintaining the high vibration of this sacred space. I promise to be attentive to the energies I invite into my home through people, objects, thoughts, words, and actions. I commit to honoring this domestic temple with respect, gratitude, and awareness, always remembering that it is an extension of the celestial dwelling you protect. I thank you for being the divine guardian of my home, or watching over every room, every corridor, every corner with the same dedication with which you protect the celestial realms. Your impeccable vigilance creates a space where my soul can finally breathe in peace, free from the oppression of the dense energies that permeate the outside world. As I walk from room to room, I feel your presence accompanying me like a luminous shadow. Every step I take on the floor of this house becomes a step on ground consecrated by your presence. Every door I open reveals a space already visited by your purifying gaze. Every window through which I look at the outside world is like an eye protected by your invisible shield. I feel the weight of past worries lifting from the very foundations of the house. The walls that have absorbed tears, cries, sighs of weariness are now washed by a rain of golden light descending from your spread wings. The painful memories impregnated in the furniture, floors, ceilings dissolve like mist in the morning sun, leaving only a crystalline brightness that speaks of new beginnings. The air becomes lighter, sweeter, pervaded by a subtle fragrance reminiscent of the gardens of Eden. It is the scent of your angelic presence, unmistakable to the soul that has encountered it even just once. With every breath, I feel this celestial essence penetrate my lungs, purify my blood, invigorate every cell of my body with the certainty that I am safe, completely safe under your protective wings. Archangel Michael, I ask you to extend your protection also to the ground on which this house is built. Purify the earth from memories of violence, from residual energies of traumatic events of the past, from geopathic lines that could disturb the harmonious flow of vital energies. May the foundations of this dwelling rest on soil blessed by your presence, nourished by your light, harmonized with the highest frequencies of creation. The light emanating from your flaming sword penetrates also into the water pipes, electrical wires, ventilation systems, the invisible arteries of the house that transport vital elements. May the water flowing in this house be crystalline, not only in its physical composition, but also in its energetic structure, carrying with it memories of healing and renewal. May the electricity that powers this dwelling be charged not only with material power, but also with spiritual vitality that revives and sustains. Archangel Michael, with the power of your divine name, I declare that from this moment on, my home is an inviolable sanctuary of light, protected by your angelic legions, sealed with your celestial symbol, inaccessible to any vibration that is not in harmony with divine. Will I proclaim that these walls are permeated by your presence? These spaces are filled with your light. These rooms resonate with the frequency of your eternal protection. I feel your divine approval as I conclude this prayer. A celestial sign that my words have been heard, and that the forces of the universe are already mobilizing to manifest the spiritual fortification I have requested. Your protective energy remains here, an unwavering bastion against which no darkness can prevail. Thank you, glorious Archangel Michael, for your transformative presence, for your impeccable protection, for the divine purification you have brought to every corner of my home. I accept with gratitude these celestial gifts, knowing that through them my dwelling becomes not only a refuge for the body, but a sanctuary for the soul, an outpost of the heavenly kingdom on earth. As I mentally walk through each room, I see your light shining with different but complementary intensities in each of them. In the kitchen, hearth of nourishment, your energy manifests as a golden flame that purifies food and drink, transmuting matter into blessed substance that nourishes not only the body, but also the spirit. In the living room, place of meeting and sharing, your presence expresses itself as a blue energy field that facilitates sincere communications, authentic connections, moments of shared joy free from masks and pretenses. In the bedrooms, sanctuaries of rest and intimacy, your protection becomes a violet cocoon of deep peace that favors premonitory dreams, positive astral travels, regenerative rest in the study or workspaces. Your influence manifests as a beam of emerald green light that stimulates divine creativity, clear concentration, celestial inspiration that flows without blocks or interference. Even the often forgotten spaces, attic, basement, storage rooms, are illuminated by your angelic attention. These dark places, where stagnant energies and sometimes lower entities seeking hiding places tend to accumulate, are now flooded with a light so intense that no shadow can survive. Every dusty box, every forgotten object, every neglected corner receives the purifying touch of your presence, eliminating potential refuges for discordant energies. The gardens and outdoor spaces surrounding the house do not escape your celestial vigilance. The trees, plants, flowers seem to straighten up and shine with new vitality as your energy permeates them. The earth itself seems to awaken, as if remembering its divine origin. The natural elements, air, water, fire, and earth, harmonize under your guidance, creating an energetic microclimate of protection that extends well beyond the physical boundaries of the property. Archangel Michael, as your energy continues to flow through this space like a river of living light, I feel every object, every surface, every particle of air entering into resonance with your divine frequency. Colors seem more vivid, sounds clearer, smells purer. It's as if all senses sharpened in the presence of your energy, allowing me to perceive subtle dimensions that normally escape ordinary awareness. I commit to maintaining this sacred connection with your protective energy through daily practices of gratitude and invocation. I promise to remember this prayer not as an isolated event, but as the beginning of an ongoing dialogue with your angelic presence. The vibrational transformation you have activated in this house today will continue to deepen and stabilize, creating a permanent anchor for your divine light in this corner of the material world. As the echo of this prayer continues to resonate between the walls of my home, I feel that something profound has changed in the very essence of this space. The frequency of fear and vulnerability has dissolved, replaced by the crystalline vibration of divine protection that now permeates every molecule of this dwelling. I know with certainty that from this moment on, this is no longer simply a house built by human hands, but a sanctuary consecrated by your presence, a fortress of light impenetrable to the forces of darkness. In this sacred moment, as our spiritual connection reaches its peak, I perceive a deep peace spreading from the center of my being to the most remote boundaries of my property. A serene certainty takes root in my heart, the conviction that under your protection, Archangel Michael, this house is truly a corner of paradise on earth. a blessed refuge where the soul can finally lower its defenses and rest in the certainty of divine love. If this prayer has touched your soul, know that something powerful has already begun to move in the spiritual world. But your journey toward complete blessings has just begun. The next prayer, which is appearing on your screen right now, might be the next step to unlock even more victories in your life. Click and continue to receive what heaven has prepared especially for you. Archangel Michael has heard your invocation, and his celestial response is already descending upon your home, wrapping it in a mantle of divine protection that no dark force will ever penetrate.